Hi everybody. Kind of do a little bit of a update of what's going on the server here. Been messing around, having some issue with some lag, trying to figure out what it is. First off, I think we're gonna have to upgrade the server. But when he was testing, he found that my place was the largest load, which makes sense because I have one of the larger areas. Axel's place is probably about the same size. This is just all contained in one building. Been playing around with this thing. I love this thing. But you'll notice this is different. When he was doing the testing, he noticed that the transformers, where did I throw them at? Here they are. The transformers I was using, because I like to try to keep things in the Gregtech style, even though they're not needed in regular IC2, because there is no explosion. I was trying to play in the Gregtech style and transform my power down properly and all that good happy stuff. And apparently they were causing some issue, so I got rid of them. I moved the CESU I had up there down. I put in a second MFE, so instead of having an MFE up there and then a transformer there, I just have the second MFE there, and I gotta go make sure this is pouring. Okay, making some more iron. And then under here I put my bat box that was over there here, which takes the power to my low voltage machines. And then I have a CESU here, which is the one that was up there, and that takes my power to my medium voltage machine in there, which is the thermal centrifuge. And then the wire runs right underneath here, comes into my building, and goes into a second CESU, which is right here, which goes into my new electric heater, which is medium voltage, which I was going to show you guys making it on screen so you guys could see me make it, but it's pretty easy to make. It's just like the low voltage one, except it uses aluminum plates, or double aluminum plates rather than double steel plates, and it uses copper nickel rods instead of copper rods. So it's not really a big change. This is the one I had at spawn, so I didn't have to bring it. I really hope that Skype is not getting too annoying going off constantly. I forgot to tell JJ that I'm recording, so he's apparently trying to write me a book right now. So I put that in down there, and it will run about twice as fast as the two low voltage I had. Now, when I was doing all of my testing, I wasn't getting any excess lag when I would run my machines, but whenever I would hit this switch and turn on my LV heaters, I would get really bad lag. I can't really show it to you because I lose frame rate as it is when I record. But I run 60 FPS most of the time on the server without any issue. And usually chunk updates, let's see. Oh hell, I'm running 55 now, so I'm not even losing that much. Usually it goes down to like 45. But see, I've got like zero chunk update, and occasionally I'll get 100 or 200, but it usually stays right around, 1 to 3 like that. And then see, it just jumped real high all of a sudden, and then it goes back down. Well, when I had the 2 LVs in here, it was running a steady 30 to 40 chunk updates all the time, so it wasn't able to keep up with them. And I don't know why the chunk updates is so crazy, why it's adding so much tick. Hopefully, if it's something that can be taken care of, Greg will take care of it. I need to get on the forum and report that to him. It's kind of the best thing to do if you ever run into that kind of problem. If you see something happening in your world that's kind of strange, you don't understand why it's happening, try to locate it down to exactly what's causing it. Take out different things until you can isolate it that it is definitely, this block that's causing it, and then who made this block? What mod does this belong to? Is it, a vanilla block? Is it a particular mod's block? And then make sure you report it to the proper one. Don't think, well, I'm playing with a Gregtech, in a Gregtech based mod pack, and Gregtech changes about everything, so that means it has to be a Gregtech problem, because sometimes it may be, but a lot of times it may be somebody else's problem, and then you're just, giving Greg trouble when it's not really his. So try to make sure you know what the problem is. Try to take screenshots, or get log files if there's log files that show what's going on, so you can kind of show him the evidence of what's happening. Because just by saying, hey, this is causing issue, he can't see what the internal reason is for the issue, so he may not be able to answer it. It's kind of the best way to get help, and to help the mod itself. And that's the same with every other mod out there, not just Gregtech. I look at it as we're a community. We play with them, they make them, and if we can help them make them better by giving them little problems here or there that we run into, that is, if they're willing to listen. There's probably some mod makers out there that don't really care. They're just gonna make it and throw it out there. But I'm sure there's also many of them out there that do actually care to listen. Most of the mods I've seen have forums and discussion areas for issues and things like that, so I'm sure more of them will side on wanting to take the input from the community rather than not give a shit. But you really have to do your best to try to give them the best input you can and give them the most accurate input on what you're seeing, what the problem is, as far as what it's causing you. I'm not a coder in any way, shape, or form, so I can't say, hey, this is a problem with your code. It's this is not coded right, that is not coded right. But I can do a little video and say, this is what my game is doing. Is there anything that we can do to fix this? Is there a code issue? Is there something that I'm actually doing that is a problem? Is it a mod interaction? Because sometimes mods won't agree with each other. You get two mods in there and they just don't want to play together right. Kind of like the Gregtech wrench. In my opinion, this is a problem. When you go to put this on the shelf, if you hit that right there, then it doesn't want to do it. There you go. To me, that's not right. I barely misclick and it decides it wants to turn the shelf rather than put it on the shelf. It's not something that I've reported, because it's as long as you're careful, it's not an issue. But to me, that's not right. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, trying to get this stuff figured out. I think I got most of the lag issue taken care of. We probably still need to upgrade the server and give it some more computing power, but that's on Axel's side. Just to remind anybody, if they are interested in supporting the server, you can do that. It's not expected or anything, but I know some people out there like supporting the people that they watch, that they learn from or educated by, and I don't want to feel like I'm panhandling from people, so I don't have Patreon or anything like that, because I have my videos monetized. That's my way of trying to get a little bit of reimbursement out of what I do. So I'm not going to set up a Patreon or anything like that. But anybody that does want to support me, there's a link for the Gregtech forums, and there's a link for the server page in all of my video descriptions. Both of those guys give me the ability to do what I'm doing. If it wasn't for the Gregtech mod, I wouldn't have as much fun playing. I wouldn't have the things that I'm teaching you guys about, showing you guys about, reasons to build this great big crazy place I'm trying to build here. And thanks to Axel and his server, it gives me a place to play and interact with other people. So if anybody out there feels the need to support me, support the people that support me rather than supporting me directly. Because anything that goes to them will trickle down to me in my ability to make better videos, if the server is running better, or more updates for Gregtech, or so I have more things to show you guys about. Now, I can stop feeling like a whore and pandering myself. That's probably the only time you're going to hear that little speech, because when it comes to money, I hate talking about it. Trying to think of what else was it I got done. Oh, making a little, it's kind of like a prank, I guess, but it's not really a prank. I'm not a person that likes to do pranks and things like that. I don't mind, little goofy things, but I was talking with Grendel and Junior the other day when we were going to try to go into the Twilight and play around in there a little bit, that we were talking about the grass hut, the straw hut that Axel had built at Spawn. And I was thinking that it would be funny if, instead of just having straw huts all around for people when they log in to hide out the night, rather than going into the community hidey hole if they chose, or if they wanted somewhere to actually kind of reside a little bit. That's Axel's reasons for making them, that it would be funny if we had the Three Little Pigs houses. Thank you. I hate that portal lag thing. Every now and then I get it. I don't get it very often, but occasionally I'll get a little bit of it. Run ourselves over here. I finally fixed this hole. It doesn't look the greatest, but I finally fixed it. I figured nobody else was going to, so I might as well. It's a long trek through here. I really need to set up a portal right at spawn so I can just bust right into spawn. Making this trek every time is a pain in the butt. But I decided it would be funny to have the Three Little Pigs. So we now have a pig in the straw one, and I built the brick one. It's got a piggy in there, and I'm hoping somebody else will help out and build us one out of sticks here. And there's an extra pig in this one that can be put in there. Just something I thought would be a little bit funny. Give people when they come on something kind of cute to look at and maybe get a chuckle out of. That's basically what I've been doing. Trying to get all my stuff worked out. I've been playing with that sifter a lot. I like that thing. There is something in the changelog coming up that I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but when that update comes out, if you update to it, you may want to be very careful when smelting like pyrite, or magnetite might do it as well. When things evaporate, and I know pyrite has sulfur that evaporates out. When you're trying to cook it to iron, there's going to be a AoE effect, an area effect that can damage entities and things like that around the crucible. And we've had one guy that's already having issues with his wooden ceiling burning up from his crucible. I think it's because he's melting his crucible down. I'm not quite sure, but I think he said he had to burn his roof out 4 times in a row, and I'm just kind of worried that this new AoE from the Crucible when something evaporates is going to make that kind of issue more prominent. So you might want to, if you have a wooden ceiling, prepare for that. I'm not sure when that update's coming out, but when it does, I will do a little spotlight update on it and see what all I can burn up, blow up, cause hell with. Probably going to start getting all this magnetite out of here soon. I got a whole bunch of coal dust here that needs to get taken care of. Now that we've got this, I can sift my coal and get regular coal items, so I get more coal coke now, so it'll last longer. But that's just basically what's been going on around here. I'll cut this one a little short today and leave you guys with that. So, as usual, take it easy.